68 years ago, Ghana's independence ignited a wave of freedom across Africa. It was a moment of triumph, a bold step towards self-determination. But that was not just about breaking free. It was about building, adapting, and striving for the best. As we commemorate this milestone, we pause to reflect on our journey, review our progress and challenges, and reset our vision for Ghana's growth and development.
This day will never be forgotten. The 6th of March 1957, when the Gold Coast successfully get their independence official.
Every great nation has a beginning. Ghana's fight was for dignity, unity, and self-rule.
It was the first of its kind ever. We'd been a colony till 57, and we were under the total guidance of the British. We used to do Empire Days to celebrate the special days of the Crown of Britain till 57, when at independence we started doing our own things. So you could imagine, if you could think back then, that it was such a new experience altogether. And as you know, Ghana was the first in all of sub-Saharan Africa to have become independent. And so, in a way, we were the pioneering nation of much of Africa in terms of breaking out of colonialism into independent states. So it was very exciting, especially for students and young people.
Ghana's independence, as we all know, was a great event. It inspired a lot of hope on the continent, in our immediate neighborhood. We were a relatively small country, but I think that in terms of our influence, it is completely out of proportion to our size. And independence actually was one of the reasons, being the forerunner on the continent, and there's that place. And we inspired a lot of hope. This became a pilgrimage for a lot of Africans in Africa and outside of the continent. So we got visitors from the African American community, Malcolm X, Maya Angelou, W.E.B. Du Bois. They were all coming here for inspiration. So we did inspire a lot of hope for the liberation of the continent, but of black people everywhere. And the civil rights movement, it's important to state, happened just around the same time. So at the same time that we got our liberation from colonialism, that's when African Americans were also getting liberated and fighting for liberation in the US. So all of those things, I think, drew a lot of inspiration from Ghana.
There's no doubt at all that Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who led the struggle for national independence, became the inspirer of the national liberation movements throughout Africa and even the world. And Ghana contributed significant diplomatic and militarily for the success of other struggles for national liberation in Africa. Indeed, Ghana became the home of the liberation movements in Africa.
There is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that, after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
The foundation was laid, but the road ahead was not without obstacles.
Ghana is the name, Ghana we wish to proclaim. We will be jolly, merry and gay, the 6th of March, Independence Day.
Our independence was just the beginning. The task of building a strong nation came with immense challenges: political instability, economic crisis, and social inequalities.
I think we've made some progress in terms of economic development, social development. We've made some progress, but we've also had our challenges in the last 68 years or so. If you match the development, the progress that we have made to the challenges that we have had along the line, you can see that we could have done a bit better given the resources that we've had and all of that. So I want to say that we've made some progress. We've also had some challenges. The progress that we have made did not benefit Ghanaians broadly. And therefore, you realize that we'll say that Ghana, we've developed, we've made progress here and there, but quite we have a large number of Ghanaians who are left behind.
We've been able to make some gains. Today, we can say that as a democracy, we are the shining lights across the sub-region. And many countries come here to learn. Our greatest challenge as a people has been how to sustain our economic development and also informing the developmental agenda of the country sustainably. 68 years, we are on pension if we were working, so we should be able to say that our education system is robust. We have issues around unemployment address, we have issues around service delivery address, we have corruption minimized to the barest, but today we cannot say that. And so we need to do a lot more.
I think a lot of times people forget that it's not just your generation. So when you read history, you think, oh, the guys in the 30s, they fought a lot of things, thinking that it was just about them. They didn't know that it was a relay race. I think the best lesson of history is to know that if we don't learn from it, it will repeat itself, usually the negative one. So the lesson is to say, look, we are in 2025. In 50 years' time, a lot of us may not be here. Those who will be listening or watching this in 2075 should be able to say, these people laid a good foundation for us to get a fighting chance. So let's not forget history, but let's also remember that the future awaits. I would say that's the best lesson that independence teaches us.
It is our 68th Independence Day. Like many, including myself, we tend to get impatient about the achievements we have made so far. We think we should have done much more. We should have done much better. The country should have been in a better shape. As I said, I also agree with that. But let us not forget those who for hundreds of years before Independence Day, coming down to the struggle for independence, have made such contributions as have made our independence even possible in the first place.
I'm in my early 40s and Ghana is 68, so essentially my country is about 25 years older than me. So if I met somebody who's 25 years older than me, what would I say to them? Obviously they know a lot more than I do, but I feel like there's a big opportunity for us to help this country realize its potential before it's 70. 70 is a big year. 2 years is a short time, but we've had a lot of time to work. A lot of countries we admire have run the systems run for hundreds of years. So I feel like Ghana still has a lot to do. But as a 43-year-old, I would say to my big brother Ghana, please don't give up. Keep pushing. We the citizens will make things happen because we are the ones who keep the wheel of the nation running. So we'll keep pushing and make sure the nation does better.
Ghana stands at a pivotal moment in history.
What excites me about Ghana's future is the fact that young entrepreneurs are emerging, and then the entrepreneurial spirit in the youth is something to highly recommend and applaud. A lot of people are creating jobs, businesses, and also innovative ideas, problem solving through technology. I am so excited about Ghana's future because of the entrepreneurial spirit in the youth nowadays. Most young people are embracing technology to do wonders, like creating businesses, humanitarian works, and a whole lot. And this gives me hope.
Young people over the years have contributed effectively to the building of this nation we have called Ghana. And globally, young people have contributed their quota to national or global development. Government must be intentional about young people. Over the years, we've pretended to be paying attention to young people. A lot of things have said to have been done, but truth be told, nothing has been done. If you go back into our history, in the last 8 years, a lot of programs have been done for young people. Programs that are supposed to empower them, develop them, and create jobs for them. But within the last 8 years, unemployment has risen from 8% to almost 15%. So we've pretended to be doing something, but nothing has been done. We must be more deliberate and more intentional in doing things that will project young people onto a certain pedestal where they can contribute meaningfully. Wherever young people have been given the opportunity, they have taken their chance and have done marvelously well. And so I believe we should bring a lot more young people to that decision-making table. And we must be deliberate about it so we can push them all the way to the top.
The spirit of Ghana's independence is alive in its youth. With determination, unity, and visionary leadership, Ghana is poised to achieve new heights.
Going forward, it is our turn now. Let us ensure that we do things, we put things in place that allow subsequent generations to judge us better. One of the ways I suggest humbly is for us to move those in the margins, in the underserved communities, our disabled people or our differently abled people. We need to move them closer to the center, and we need to move the center closer to them. And I think that by so doing, we may have a more harmonious, equitable society. Happy Independence Day to all of us.
From the struggles for our independence to the challenges of nation building, we have stood strong. As we mark 68 years of freedom, let us take the opportunity to embrace a new era, one of reflection, review, and bold steps towards resetting our country for a brighter future. Ghana's story is still being written, and the best chapters are yet to come.